everybody. This is Rick Janson with TopCloudAgents.com. And I have with me today, I'm so excited, Char MacCallum from Kansas City. And she's an eXp Realty agent, an Icon agent. And before we dive into our show, I just want to kind of review our disclaimer, which is that the materials and content discussed on this show are the opinions of Rick Janson and or the guests interviewed. The information is intended as general information only for listeners of the show. Listeners should conduct their own due diligence and research before making any business or investment decisions. This show is produced completely independently of eXp Realty and is not endorsed, funded, or otherwise supported by eXp Realty directly or indirectly. That said, let's get to know Char MacCallum in Kansas City. Hey, for those of you, including me, who haven't met you before, who are you and what's your real estate background?
Okay, believe it or not, I've been in real estate for 40 years now. I've been.
I don't believe that. You're too young for that.
Thank you. I started as a teenager.
There you go.
But basically, I've been in real estate for a long time. I don't know if you remember Howard Brenton, but I was one of his stars when he was alive and was doing all the webinars and seminars. And it was a great opportunity to learn that everything is a glass ceiling. You can do whatever you want if you focus on growing beyond what you're seeing everybody else do around you. So that's been my mentors and my my model is anything's possible.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, for carry that with you for 40 years, that leads to tremendous growth. So before eXp, were you independent? Were you with a franchise?
I was independent. I was with the largest brokerage here in Kansas City for years. I was one of their top agents. And I knew that I couldn't duplicate my service unless I controlled my environment. At that time, everybody had to stay in the office. You couldn't work independent. And so I went to them. I said, you know what? I love you guys. I want to stay with you. However, I need to move out of this office and I'll pay for it myself. I'll do it all. And they said no. So I went and opened up my own company and I grew exponentially even from then. So wow. It's been a wonderful opportunity. We've been top producer in Kansas City. In fact, I did some numbers here and I've helped almost 6,000 families in Kansas City in my career.
Wow. So how many people are in your office?
Well, right now it's just, I have three of us total. And then, and then I have,
before you,
and I have admin.
Okay.
Before admin, I had, I think it was a total of 8. Okay. We were in here. So as you can see, I did lose some.
Yeah, 8, and you were the #1 agent in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not #1. Okay. I was always #1 or number 2 was always, there.
But you're right up at the top.
Yes.
We say the top 5 in Kansas City. 8 of you working together. Now you're.
Yeah.
So I came from an independent brokerage too. I've been independent 15 out of 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, built up about 10 people at my biggest. Working for 100% commission. Someone could come to you and go, why? Why would you start paying a split? So dive into that. Like, who introduced you to eXp?
Well, I'll tell you what, the cutting edge is always the bleeding edge. And right now it's almost a suicide edge because the cost of internet marketing and how it's going and all the tools that you need out nowadays, it's very expensive. So when I did my numbers, it was a no-brainer. With the stock, with all the tools that they give you, I'm making more money paying that $16,000 cap. Here's one of the things that I ran the numbers on. I was paying Boomtown $2,400 a month, which is $28,800 a year. Well, my cap's $16,000. We get KV Core for free. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Then you have the Icon. I went and did the numbers on the Icon. So when I get $16,000 back in stock and that stock grows, I have the potential to even make more money on that $16,000 I paid eXp. So it's a no-brainer. Yeah. It's being on your own is great, but I'm on my own here anyways because I get to do what I want. My brand is still there. And now I just have another broker make sure I'm in compliance and I don't have to do all that headaches anymore.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the truth?
FYI, I was the broker here in Kansas for eXp, and I learned really quickly, it's not my job. The sales part is me, doesn't always make the best brokers and auditors and compliance officers. That's basically that job. And so I wanted to be out with clients and people.
Yeah, it's good to keep salespeople where they're good and administratively talented people. We've got a great one here in Colorado, Ray Sherman.
Yes, he's good.
He's fantastic. And he does a job that I would never, ever want.
No, I don't either. And obviously I had it and I don't want it.
So the three people that are with you now, or is it you plus two?
Well, it's me plus two. We just had one leave. And so I've got two admin as well, and plus a virtual assistant as well. So
okay.
there's 6 of us total.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit about how that transitions over, because sometimes when I talk to teams, they're like, look, well, I've got my team, I've got my admin, I have my office. I really don't want to move. I don't, there's a hassle to it. Or how do you change the splits and the structure? And I'm just going to stay where I am, right?
Well, not getting into numbers because everybody does it differently.
Sure.
I from my agent's perspective, I made them whole. What they were getting before they were getting with me with eXp, because I ran the numbers and made them whole. New people come on, we don't need to do that because they recognize the value and things like that. So we have a structure that way.
Okay.
The agents leaving my office, I'm still here.
Yeah.
It's my dime, but I tell you what, I'm making more money now. So I can afford that. And if some of the eXp agents locally need an office, they can come.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like if you had a lease before, you're going to have a lease now. You're still producing real estate. You're still selling and selling homes with people.
Yeah.
Like I think people don't understand that like the real estate business keeps going.
It does.
A different firm.
It does. And just a little FYI, my office is right across the street from Garmin headquarters here in Olathe. Yeah. So, I get connected with all those guys all the time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
As long as something was a smart business decision before, it's still going to be a smart business decision now, right?
Yeah. And the benefit I also have is not everybody's diligent in retirement. So, if you haven't bought properties and doing rentals or paying them off, if you haven't got your 401ks or Roth IRAs going, a lot of agents are not set for retirement. This eXp gave you that opportunity to set yourself up for retirement with the stocks.
Yeah. So how long were you a managing broker for Kansas? That's fascinating. I didn't know that.
A year and a half. I was in the time when we were growing so fast that we were doing a lot of reports. What is the rules for Kansas? What is the rules for Missouri? We were doing all these systems set up. We were also in the turmoil of how come my checks aren't here, because we're growing faster than we could keep up with it. Those days are gone. They've got everything set up now. I'm getting my check the same day as closing. I shouldn't say check, getting the deposit.
Yeah.
So the systems, they're constantly improving them with eXp. It's no different than working for a local broker. That
is fantastic. And I remember my first closing, I got a wire transfer the same day. I was just like, hey, we closed. All my documents are up in SkySlope. They get checked off. I'm compliant. I get my money.
And that's the key, is that you've got to have all those docs up, and get into SkySlope and check that, or listen to your broker when they send you the email, because your paycheck, if it's there, it's good.
Yeah. And it couldn't be easier to be compliant. It's just like red if it's not there, and it's green if it is there, and there's a little note, and you can go back and forth. Like, what else do I need? And it's like having a local broker right there in your living room. It's awesome.
Oh, in my bedroom if I wanted to. It's like, if I didn't want to go into work, I could be in my pajamas in my bedroom talking to the SkySlope.
Yeah. So how's your staff reacting? Like, how long have all of you been now with eXp?
This is starting today, 2 years.
Okay. 2 years. Awesome. Yeah. And so have they been with you for 2 years then?
My staff's been with me a lot longer. They've been with me. I think Julie is now going on to 12 years. Stephanie's been with me 8 or 9 years. She's one of my buyer's agents. Scott's, of course, been with me a long time. That's my son.
Okay.
And then Julia, no, Sandy, she does my property management for me. So she's been with me a long time. We manage with another company properties because eXp doesn't want you to do property management.
Yeah, and so I understand like property management can be part of it, and it can count towards your number of transactions towards Icon. If maybe I'm wrong, but I've heard.
When I was the broker, it was the no. You couldn't do any property management under eXp.
Okay, because I've heard.
Now I could have my own
different
company.
stories, and it may have changed. And everybody, if you're listening to this, don't take either one of us. Go to the rules and regs and the policies manuals and figure it out there. But what I have heard is that referrals count towards the number of transactions, and rentals count towards your number.
Oh, no, that's different. Rental management is different than you go out and rent, and you got a commission for renting a property.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Okay. Awesome. So you said your son's in the business. You got a couple other folks, buyer's agent. What I've been hearing and is really inspiring to me from other team members is that they not only moved to eXp for themselves, but they moved to eXp because now everybody in their firm had the same opportunity, right?
Yes.
So when you retire, they're not just left hung out to dry.
Right.
Imagine you had that same sort of motivation.
Yeah, it's a succession plan. There's my business, my team that for selling real estate that needs a succession, but also the income through the future, like my retirement or my children's benefits of the rev share. The rev share is awesome. You have to work it though. It's being the broker, I didn't work it.
Yeah. But now you've been out on your own. A year and a half as a broker. You've been with eXp 2 years. So now it's been 6 months or so, if I'm doing my math. Correct. Kind of, okay, I can do this any way I want to, compliant with eXp rules and regs. How have people been finding you, or how have you been finding people? Or are you focused on revenue share at all?
I haven't really been focusing a lot on revenue share, which is a mistake on my part, to be really honest. I know so many people across the country. I just said one name to you. I also know Kenilworth Realty there in Denver. I was just with him in Florida. So I know a lot of people, and I really should do those connections, but I just haven't.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're focused.
Shame on me.
You're focused on your business, and you're focused on helping people, and you've got a life. And that really goes toward, one of the purposes of the show is everybody thinks, wow, everybody's just out there recruiting. Nobody's doing any business. You've helped 6,000 people. You're not going to stop serving families, and you're not even done recruiting.
Yeah, that's my purpose. But I know the byproduct is I need to recruit. Yeah, that's where the retirement, and it's not hard just to introduce people to it and just say, hey, have you thought about this? This has got a great opportunity. I met with somebody here in Florida again, and I was sharing with them. He said, oh, the numbers don't work. And I said, well, tell me what doesn't work. Well, paying that $16,000. And I'm going, wait a minute. I'm paying Boomtown $28,000. I can afford that $16,000 because I just saved, 10, 12.
And when I started looking at like the little bit of split I was making off of agents that were working in my firm, I trade out the time for doing more personal production and then replace some of that with some revenue share. I'm like, I could have more time with my family, more time, maybe get to ski again, all the things, get your life back a little bit. You do. Yeah. And by helping other people, right? By helping other agents. Now you saw tons of agents come on in Kansas. What were some of the inspiring stories you heard about people kind of transitioning in or their motivation?
Pretty much, I don't know of any outstanding stories. I know that people got it and they're doing very well with it. We've had, we've been a little slower in growth here in Kansas. I think we have just a little over 100 agents in Kansas City.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So we need about 1,000. I would love to see that.
But if I grew a firm of 100 agents in 3 years, I mean, give me a break.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. And see, we have the Kansas and the Missouri side in Kansas City, so we're licensed in both states.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So what do you plug into the training? Do you plug into the technology? You said you replaced Boomtown with KV Core.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Like, how easy is it to use KV Core? Does it have the same functionality? Does it have enough functionality? Um,
It
you've dove in completely to save 28,000. So tell me about that.
Well, I didn't dive in completely right away. It's when they got the KV Core out and I started looking at it and saw that it did have a lot of the functionalities that Boomtown had.
Yeah.
Love, love, love the squeeze pages. It's so much easier there. They've got a lot of similarities. We've got it all set up. I hired somebody to do it for me because it's not a dollar productive activity for me
No,
to
it's not
go
the
and do all this stuff.
time.
Yeah. So I got it done. It's all set up. In fact, he is an eXp agent out of Michigan that I hired to do it, and he's been doing a great job. We're also it's not always working exactly right because as they improve it, glitches come. It's like, have you ever downloaded the newest iOS platform? You always have little glitches they have to repair. So that's what's happening with KV Core. But the key is they're on it. They're doing it, and they're paying attention to what we need.
Yeah, that's great.
Tip for everybody: if they do use the KV Core platform, the free one, if you just pay, I think it's $10 a month, you can get your own personal phone number, so that all the leads are direct to you. It doesn't go through the system and gets shared out.
I did see that on Workplace somewhere, and it was like $10 to $25 a month, somewhere in that range. But that
they're looking at pricing it.
Yeah, it wouldn't round robin. That was a good tip.
Yeah.
So you made an icon agent, which my understanding you cap at 16,000, and then you do about 20 transactions after that. You got 250 a pop.
Right. It's another 5,000. So here's another tip for you guys. If you have a team, those 20 transactions could be 40 transactions because you have to pay 5,000. If there's a split, say you're on a 50-50 split, half of that 250 would go to your buyer's agent and half to you.
Okay.
A tip is at that point when you cap and you start doing that, tell them to put all the 250 on your side. Don't split it with your team. Then you can get it in 20 transactions.
Oh, because you just kind of absorb your team.
I absorbed that 250.
Yeah, because you absorb that 250 because it's going to ramp you up to 20 faster, get you to icon, which gets you 16,000.
Right.
And that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't recognize that. Yeah. And if this leadership's listening, please don't change that rule.
Oh, that's great.
I've been the second year now of being an icon, and now we're starting over again. So I'm going for the third year.
Oh, great. And so what I understand about that too is that you get like 12,000 that takes 3 years to vest. But then if you attend the shareholders meeting or the eXp con, then
I go to those anyways, regardless, because that's learning, it's connecting. They're one of the agents put on Workplace that they were looking for an agent in Norway. Well, of course, we're not in Norway yet, and I just happened to say my cousin is a developer there. She's got a realtor, so I hooked them up.
Nice. Get a referral.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'll get the referral, but it's connecting.
Yeah, it's connecting
that agent. Yeah, it's the other agent's client.
And now, how do you experience the culture? Like, you've been to a number of conventions, you've been to the shareholders meetings. Talk to me a little bit about the culture of eXp, because that's really, I mean, we have the value wheel, and I'm experiencing that now daily. Like, that is real. But tell me about it in person, because Orlando's going to be my first shareholder summit.
Oh, that I have not been to the shareholder yet because each time there was a conflict. This time I'm going to be there, so I'll meet you.
Yeah.
But I've been involved with every franchise leader, and I know them. And I have never met one so engaging and so impersonal as Glenn. Glenn, he's in the audience with you. He is walking around with you. He's always accessible, which is a great benefit to agents because he's a pretty smart guy, and he's wonderful to talk to. And they do a lot to engage you, and they're growing, they're learning. They have different sessions. But it's the connection outside of the classes too that are key.
Yeah. And what's funny too is, I don't even know where I was going with that, but what's funny is like, I can't even remember what I'm talking about. Need more coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but when I'm down in Orlando, I'm going to try to have a top cloud agents like breakfast or happy hour or something. So I'm going to try to have everybody who's been on the show together just to meet and again, get that networking going at a high level.
Yeah.
I definitely look forward to meeting you in person.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Is there anything else like about your business or about eXp that you'd like to share that we haven't covered?
Well, there's a lot of referrals coming to Kansas City. It's a great place to live. So, hey, give me a call.
All right. So when people, you know, if you found this show, if you're listening to this podcast, however you're in touch with us right now, if you came here because of Char, awesome. Char, what's your phone number, your email? How do people get in touch with you?
It's Char, CHAR, at Char, the number 4, homes, HOMES.com, or it's Char.MacCallum at eXp Realty. They're both connected, same. And then my phone number here at the office is 913-782-8857.
Awesome. And folks, if you're going to Kansas or if you just have any questions in general, I'm sure Char would be happy to answer your emails. And if you found this show, you know, if someone has been with eXp for a day and they introduced you to eXp and you found this show, go back to them and talk to them, sign up with them. They have full access to the whole national mastermind of agents. Doesn't matter who signs up with who. There's training in the cloud. There's amazing training in eXp world. And, you know, people like Char are accessible. It's fantastic.
You know, one of the things, I didn't answer your question before about it, but our cloud education is tremendous. The content is awesome. I mean, I sat up that cloud, every class I could get, and I went through them. They got masterminds, they got everything.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And so folks, get a hold of Char, get a hold of the person who introduced you to eXp and forwarded you these links. You know, if you found us organically, just kind of searching whatever, my phone number is 303-589-2320. I can also be found at topcloudagents.com. You can find more of these interviews, eXp tutorials, how-tos, how to get, you know, work the cloud and get into eXp world. We're doing tutorials on all that stuff. We just want to make it super easy for people to, you know, find out the truth about eXp so you can take the blinders off and make an educated decision. And Char, thank you so much. It's been lovely talking to you. And I really
My pleasure.
See you in Orlando.
I'll see you then.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.